On a clear and sunny afternoon, May 25, 1979, American Airlines Flight 191 was preparing for takeoff at Chicago's bustling O'Hare International Airport. The flight was scheduled to travel from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport to Los Angeles International Airport, a route familiar to many. On board were 258 passengers and 13 crew members, all eager to reach their destination, whether for business, vacation, or to reunite with loved ones. The aircraft, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10, known for its spaciousness and advanced design, taxied to the runway. Its three powerful engines hummed steadily, a comforting sound to frequent flyers. As the plane accelerated down the runway, everything seemed normal. It was a routine start to what was expected to be another uneventful journey across the country. The passengers settled into their seats, some reading, others chatting or simply gazing out the windows, unaware of the tragedy that was about to unfold. The flight crew, experienced and well-trained, meticulously went through their pre-flight checks, ensuring every detail was in order. The captain, Walter Lux, a seasoned pilot with over 22,000 hours of flight time, was at the helm, a testament to his expertise and dedication to safety. Everything appeared to be in perfect order as Flight 191 lifted off the runway and soared into the bright blue sky, beginning what should have been a routine flight to Los Angeles. As Flight 191 climbed through 300 feet, disaster struck. Without warning, the left engine, engine number 1, detached from the wing with a deafening roar. The engine, a massive General Electric CF66D turbofan, ripped away from its pylon, tearing a section of the wing's leading edge with it. The sudden separation sent shockwaves through the aircraft, jolting passengers and crew alike. Inside the cockpit, alarms blared, warning of multiple system failures. The plane lurched violently to the left as the remaining two engines struggled to compensate for the asymmetrical thrust. The engine separation had caused a catastrophic chain of events that would prove impossible to overcome. Debris from the engine and damaged wing rained down on the runway, narrowly missing a taxiing aircraft. Air traffic controllers, witnessing the horrifying spectacle, immediately sounded the alarm, alerting emergency services. The loss of engine number 1 had devastating consequences beyond the loss of thrust. Crucially, the engine's separation severed critical hydraulic lines that controlled the aircraft's flight control systems. These hydraulic systems were essential for maneuvering the plane, particularly the slats on the wings. Slats are leading-edge devices that extend at lower speeds to increase lift and allow for safer takeoffs and landings. With the hydraulic lines severed, the left wing slats retracted while the right wing slats remained extended. This asymmetry created an imbalance of lift, causing the aircraft to roll dangerously to the left. The pilots, struggling to maintain control, fought against the forces pulling the plane into an unrecoverable bank. The situation was becoming increasingly dire with each passing second. Faced with a catastrophic situation, Captain Lux and his crew reacted swiftly and professionally. They desperately tried to level the wings and regain control of the rapidly deteriorating aircraft. The pilots struggled to understand the extent of the damage and the cascading failures that were overwhelming their systems. The cockpit voice recorder captured the tense exchanges as they worked feverishly to diagnose the problem and find a solution. Despite their valiant efforts, the damage to the hydraulic systems and the asymmetrical lift proved insurmountable. The aircraft, now uncontrollable, continued to roll to the left, its nose pointing skyward. The pilots, battling against overwhelming odds, never gave up, their voices calm and resolute even in the face of impending doom. Their heroism and professionalism in those final moments would later be commended by investigators. Section 5, the final moments. Descent and impact. As Flight 191 rolled past 112 degrees, the left wing stalled and the aircraft entered a steep descending turn. The pilots, despite their best efforts, were unable to regain control of the aircraft. The plane, now beyond recovery, plummeted towards the ground, its trajectory taking it away from the airport and towards a field near the village of Des Plaines. The passengers and crew, fully aware of the impending disaster, could do nothing but brace for the inevitable impact. The terrifying descent lasted only 31 seconds, a horrifying freefall from grace. In those final moments, the sheer terror experienced by those on board is unimaginable. At 3:04 p.m., just minutes after takeoff, American Airlines Flight 191 crashed into a field near a mobile home park. The impact was catastrophic, obliterating the aircraft and causing widespread devastation. The impact, a deafening explosion heard for miles, created a massive fireball that consumed the wreckage. The flames and smoke could be seen from a great distance, drawing immediate attention from emergency responders. The force of the crash was so great that it left a crater 40 feet deep and scattered debris over a wide area. The scene was one of utter destruction, with pieces of the aircraft strewn across the field. All 271 souls on board perished instantly, making it the deadliest aviation accident on US soil at the time. The tragedy left an indelible mark on the history of aviation, leading to significant changes in safety regulations and procedures. Section 6. Aftermath and Rescue, a scene of devastation. The crash of Flight 191 sent shockwaves through the nation and the world. The magnitude of the disaster was felt far and wide, leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, only to be confronted with a scene of unimaginable devastation. The scale of the destruction was overwhelming, with debris scattered over a wide area, making the rescue efforts even more challenging. The once mighty DC-10 was reduced to a smoldering heap of twisted metal, the air thick with smoke and the stench of jet fuel. The sight was haunting, a stark contrast to the aircraft's former grandeur. The force of the impact had obliterated the aircraft, leaving behind a chaotic jumble of wreckage. Pieces of the plane were strewn across the landscape, a testament to the sheer violence of the crash. Rescue workers, many visibly shaken by the horrific sight, worked tirelessly to recover the remains of the victims. Their determination and bravery in the face of such a daunting task were commendable. The task was gruesome and heartbreaking, a grim reminder of the fragility of life. Each recovery effort was a somber acknowledgement of the lives lost in the tragedy. The identification process proved to be a monumental challenge due to the extent of the devastation. Investigators meticulously combed through the wreckage, piecing together clues to identify the victims and understand what had gone wrong. The crash site became a somber memorial, a stark reminder of the tragic loss of life. Tributes and flowers were laid at the site, honoring the memory of those who perished in the disaster. The community came together in mourning, united in their grief and determination to remember the victims. Section 7. Investigating the tragedy, uncovering the causes. In the aftermath of the disaster, the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, launched a full-scale investigation to determine the cause of the crash. Investigators from the NTSB, the Federal Aviation Administration, and McDonnell Douglas, the aircraft's manufacturer, descended upon the crash site. Their painstaking work involved analyzing the wreckage, reviewing maintenance records, and interviewing witnesses. The black boxes, the flight data recorder, and the cockpit voice recorder were recovered and their data meticulously analyzed. The investigation, one of the most extensive in aviation history, aimed to uncover the sequence of events that led to the tragedy and, crucially, to prevent similar accidents from happening in the future. The aviation world watched closely, eager to learn from the disaster and improve the safety of air travel. The NTSB investigation, after months of rigorous and detailed analysis, revealed a series of critical maintenance failures that contributed to the crash. The focus of the investigation centered on the aircraft's engine pylon, the crucial structure that attached the engine to the wing. The investigation revealed that American Airlines had used a shortcut maintenance procedure when removing and reinstalling the engine and pylon assembly. This non-standard procedure, while seemingly efficient, had significantly weakened the pylon structure, making it susceptible to fatigue cracks. The investigation concluded that the cracks, undetected during routine inspections, had grown over time until the pylon failed catastrophically during takeoff. The NTSB's findings sent shockwaves through the aviation industry, highlighting the critical importance of proper and thorough maintenance procedures. The tragic crash of American Airlines Flight 191 served as a stark reminder of the importance of aviation safety. The NTSB, in its final report, issued a series of recommendations aimed at preventing similar accidents from happening again. These recommendations focused on improving maintenance procedures, enhancing pilot training, and strengthening aircraft design standards. The FAA, in response to the NTSB's findings, issued an airworthiness directive requiring airlines to modify the engine pylon attachment design on all DC-10 aircraft. This directive, along with other safety improvements implemented in the aftermath of the crash, significantly enhanced the safety of the DC-10 and other aircraft. The lessons learned from Flight 191 continue to shape aviation safety protocols to this day. The crash of American Airlines Flight 191 remains one of the deadliest aviation accidents in US history. The tragedy, etched in the annals of aviation history, serves as a somber reminder of the importance of vigilance, the need for rigorous safety protocols, and the constant pursuit of improvement in the field of air travel. The memory of the 271 lives lost continues to resonate, a testament to the human cost of complacency. The legacy of Flight 191 is one of profound change. The disaster, while a tragedy of immense proportions, led to significant improvements in aviation safety that have undoubtedly saved countless lives. The investigation's findings, the NTSB's recommendations, and the industry's response serve as a testament to the power of learning from mistakes and the unwavering commitment to ensuring that such a tragedy never happens again.